Hello everybody, this is Kyrix, and I'm here to tell you the rules and the starters for the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team Challenge. And to start off, I want to say thank you for everyone who joined, and I know a lot of you are playing the Mystery Dungeon series for the first time. And let me assure you, it's a lot of fun. It's a great series. It's probably got one of the best stories I've seen in any Pokemon game. But then again, let's admit it, Pokemon's never been huge on story. But that's not why we're here. So, what I have here, in this little window that you now see above my little avatar, is the window for the roller panel of Klugeworks, where I'm going to randomly assign everyone's things. And we'll start with me. My male starter choice is Squirtle, my female choice is Skitty, and my optional partner is Totodile. Well, unless I play Skitty, I can't do that. So, let's switch that thing. No, that's wrong. Can't choose Meowth. What the hell did I... Alright. Optional starter choice is Chikorita. Okay, I can do Squirtle and Chikorita. Okay, so, first person, Kyrix. Options are Squirtle, Skitty, and Chikorita as the partner. Okay, next on the list. Let's go to Henri Kurikaze. What you got, Henri? Henri's male starter choice is Pikachu. Female starter is Eevee, and optional partner is Bulbasaur. Okay, Pikachu, Eevee, Bulbasaur. Yeah, it's a little unprofessional, but I'm typing this as it happens, so that I have it for records. Okay, Mario Yoshi, will he get his Cyndaquil? Let's find out. His male option is Meowth, female choice is Skitty, and optional partner is Torchic. Wow, he got an interesting spread. He got a male exclusive, a female exclusive. Well, he gets a female exclusive, period. And he gets a fire type, Torchic. Okay, Star. Star is a little bit different. Star rolls on the female choice and a male exclusive choice. So, her female starter is Pikachu, male starter is Cyndaquil, and optional partner is Pikachu. Let's change that right now. Optional choice is Charmander. So basically, Pikachu for Cyndaquil and Charmander for Pikachu. Okay, that's kind of weird. She basically, if she does the options, she's stuck with Pikachu either way. Now let me pause just for a moment before I get to the rest of the list. What this is I have a system that will roll on a random thing what your starters are from a list. The male starter, for those of us who are male, contains every starter that a male can have. The female starter list is the female exclusives, meaning it only contains Eevee, Skitty, and what was the other one? I don't even know. Eevee, Skitty, and whatever the other one was. Give me a second. The other one was Cyndaquil, or Chikorita, rather. And for Star, she rolls off the female list, the full female list, which is every starter a female can get. And the male part of hers is exclusive Meow, Machop, and Cyndaquil. Now, the optional partner has to do with points, and I'll get into that in a minute. Now, let's move on to Lantern Joe. I don't remember if he's signed in, but if he wants to join in, this is what he gets. Machop is his male, Skitty is his female, with partner Charmander. That's not a bad spread. So, Machop, Skitty, Charmander. Next is someone who somewhat signed up. The guy basically left a message in my initial video saying he's game. And I never got a response from him, but in case he does want to enter, because he did put a comment, even though I said no comments. We'll go with Pulp Nonfiction, which I'm going to assume is a guy because I never got any feedback. Male starter choice is Totodile. Female choice is Skitty. Optional partner is Torchic. Pulp Nonfiction, if you're joining, good luck to you. And last but not least, I talked to Mario Yoshi earlier today, and he said one of his friends was interested but was going to wait for the rules, and I pointed out that once the rules go up, it's too late to enter. But we'll do GamerDude64. Male choice is Mudkip. Female choice is Skitty. Optional partner is Cyndaquil. Feel so bad for Mario Yoshi. Everyone is getting Cyndaquil but him. A lot of Skitties. I don't think there's even one Chikorita amongst this spread, which is sad. I love well, I got Chikorita as my optional partner, which I will totally be using. All right, so to recap, I have Squirtle and Skitty with Chikorita optional. Henri has Pikachu and Eevee, optional Bulbasaur. Mario Yoshi, Torchic is the optional with Meowth and Skitty. He's got both the cats. Star has Pikachu and Cyndaquil with optional Charmander and Pikachu. Lantern Joe has Machop and Skitty with optional Charmander. Gamer Dude has Mudkip and Skitty with optional Cyndaquil. And Pulp Nonfiction has Totodile and Skitty with optional Torchic. Now, let's get into the rules. Now, the rules are pretty much as follows. Well, let's do the scoring first. Every level you gain in video, I cannot stress that enough, in video is 1 point. Any Pokemon which attempts to join you is 3 points. Now, you are not allowed to recruit Pokemon. There is an exception for Absol because he is story-based. And I think there's another one that's story-based at the start. Basically, when you have someone you're forced to recruit, just don't put them in the party. And in the case of Absol, if you don't have any Revive Seeds, get him killed. If you do have Revive Seeds, then just take him out of your party at your first available chance and never put him back in. Each time you die on screen, it is a -2 point deduction. The first person in any video to complete a dungeon gains 5 points. And when I say first person, what I'm going to do is, when everyone... let's say Henri and Mario Yoshi, both in Episode 3, start one dungeon. Whoever completes it the fastest wins. And when I say the fastest, I'm going to be running a stopwatch and comparing the times. The first person who beats the game gets 10 points. The last person to complete the game gets 5 points. So there is an incentive to keep playing even though you're dead last. The highest level lead Pokemon will get you 10 points. However, for everyone who's not the highest lead, every level you complete the game underneath the highest lead is 10 points. So if there's a 10-point deficit between you and the lead, then you basically have the same points. If you're more than 10 points ahead of everyone else, then they're going to have a better bonus than you. Now, once you complete the game, every rescue team rank you've earned is an extra 5 points. Now, what this means is that this is not so much a race as it is a contest. There is a race factor into it. There are bonus points for completing dungeons faster, beating the game the fastest, and having the highest level. But there are also points for completing it, just period completing it, and being a lower level. How the rescue team thing works is I will allow limitless grinding. You can grind as much as you want off screen. So if you literally, let's say between week 1 and week 2, you literally spend 5 whole days of every waking moment grinding, good for you. You're going to have a nice high rescue team point at the end. As for the Pokemon who attempt to join, you need friend zones. I think that's what they're called, but basically friend zones that you have to buy for each type. Like if you don't have a fire-type friend zone, no fire-type Pokemon are going to try to join you. So if you do not take the time to grind out and earn the money to buy those friend zones, your Pokemon recruitment ranks are going to be really low. Again, you're not allowed to actually recruit them. You just tell them, no, I don't want you to join. But you get credit for them trying to join. So there's that. So in that sense, it does favor the people. If you're lagging behind, like let's use Henri and Mario Yoshi because they're consistently competitors of mine. Let's say Mario Yoshi's doing his thing where he's blazing through at like twice the speed of everyone else. Henri can see that and say, well, crap, I'm not going to beat him first. I'm going to grind and get more points that way. So there's a strategy aspect to it. Now, as for the each level gained in video, this does include level up seeds, which I think are called pure seeds or joy seeds or something. If you use one of those, it counts. However, you only get credit for ones that you get in video. And there's a reason for this. Because yes, you can off-screen grind and find a whole bunch of them, but there's also a system called a Wonder Mail where you can just type in this password and get special requests with special prizes. This is fine, however, there is an online Wonder Mail generator. Now, there's really no way for me to regulate this and prevent you from using it, so if you want to use it, use it. There are, however, restrictions. You are not allowed to use it to generate anything that is a friend booster. Like, there are items that basically, like, I think there's a friend scarf or whatever that increases your recruitment rate. You cannot cheat that in. You obviously can't cheat in any story items, which I don't think there really are any story items in this game. And like I said, only level up seeds that I see you collect in a video count. Now, there is a workaround for this. If you earn a video in a video, or earn a level up seed in a video, and then end your video, and then use it off screen but gain another one off screen, you still have that one saved up. So you could still use one in a video. Speaking of videos, there are rules regulating your videos. I do not care how long your video is. It can be 15 minutes, it can be 2.5 hours. I don't care. I'll watch it, and I will catalog your entire stuff. However, the rule applies to dungeons. You're not required to do a dungeon per video. Like, for example, if you do the tutorial dungeon, you don't have to stop. You can go on to the next one. But once you start a dungeon, you must complete it. Now, I realize there are people who don't have a good recording setup like me where it records nice small videos. Some of you have things that exponentially increase after time rate. So for those of you who do that, what you do is you just record multiple videos. Let's say Tiny Woods. It's the only dungeon I can remember off the top of my head. It's a little 3-floor dungeon. But for the sake of this, let's say it's a 30-floor dungeon. And you don't complete it in a timely fashion. So what you do is you stop a video, start the next one, and you upload them both on the same day. Basically, when you start a dungeon, in your video, whether it be one upload or multiple the same day, they all go up the same day, but when you start a dungeon, you have to end it in the same upload day. However, an end to a dungeon is one of 3 things. Either A, well, 4 things actually. Either A, you complete the dungeon. You beat it, you get your prize, you go home. B, you escape the dungeon through use of an escape orb. C, you are defeated and sent back to town. Or D, in the longer dungeons, you reach a halfway point where you can save and occasionally check your items. Any one of those is a valid point to stop. You will have a 15-point deduction for the first time you don't do this, and be disqualified if it happens again. Because I basically want you to run through a dungeon per day. Per upload. If you're uploading on a day, you're completing at least 1 dungeon. Now, I said off-screen, you are allowed to revisit any dungeons you want, do any amount of grinding you want, but on-screen you are not. There is an exception. There are certain times when you just need to do side missions to unlock the next story event. For those, you're allowed to play whatever dungeon you want for as long as you want. Now, when I say there's no on-screen grinding, what I mean is you cannot go back to Tiny Woods a dozen times over and try and level up on low-level Pokemon, or you can't go to the 3rd dungeon and try and recruit more of a certain type of Pokemon. Unless, of course, you're doing side missions. But what you can do is you are free to take as long as you like to complete a floor, to run into as many Pokemon, get as many kills, pick up as many items as you like. That is allowed. I was asked about Turbo. For those of you using emulators that allow Turbo, go ahead. I don't care. This isn't a there's no walking segment versus battle segment. It's all one thing. And if you're turboing, that's just less that I have to watch. So, go turbo. Word of advice for those people starting: the "you're not allowed to recruit Pokemon" rule is almost as much for your benefit as it is a hindrance, because for some reason in this game, Pokemon don't level very fast outside of your main two. I don't know why. They seem to gain much less XP. It takes them forever to level. And it's a pain in the ass, and what they do is if you have Revive Seeds, they'll get themselves killed and waste your seeds that you were saving for your starters. So, trust me, it's really not that much of a hindrance. Friend zones, get as many as you can, because they allow for more possible recruitments. You're not allowed to have them, but each one's worth 3 points. The more recruitments, the better you do. This game actually has a very good story. So, since you're not being timed on this, try if you're doing this blind, don't skip the dialogue. It's not a requirement. There's no penalties for it, but don't skip the dialogues. Read it. Learn this story. It's a great story. It's a fun game. And have fun, and may the best person win. I will be entering, but I am not eligible, so think of me as the pace car. My job is to basically set the pace, say, okay, I'm doing better or worse than him, but he doesn't actually count. So even if I somehow win, which I'm not going to be going through the extra stuff to win, but if I did, first place is still available. And on that note, first place is now set. First place gets $20 sent via PayPal. I am not responsible for how long PayPal holds the money, because I recently got a refund and it took like a week to get the damn thing. But $20 via PayPal. Second place gets 10. And again, have fun. May the best person win. And game on.